Well, the Managing Director of international security firm Global Strat, Olivier Guitte, is here to discuss this. And Olivier, it's fair to say that Denmark has been primed for an attack for the best part of a decade now. It wasn't a case of if, it was when.
Yes, very much so. Since Jyllands-Posten published the Mohammed cartoons in 2005, they were really in the eye of the storm. Jihadists had made a point and tried many times to attack either cartoonists from the paper or the paper itself, and it could be a target again.
Given that an attack was expected at some point, do you think that Denmark has been quite naive in terms of its security and the way it deals with terror?
Look, it is true that Denmark has been trying to deal with a very soft approach to returning jihadists, because remember, there are about 100 Danes fighting in Syria and Iraq, but at the same time, Denmark is also part of the coalition, so they're really in the middle of this storm, so they should have been ready for this. But at the same time, security services in Europe are overstretched. So supposedly the alleged terrorist was on the radar of Danish security services, but I suspect that they didn't have the wherewithal of following him and tracking him, and that will come to the debate of whether we're going to give enough means for security services to act.
The police have said that they're not clear on motive yet, but it's being seen as an attack on free speech. Obviously, there was that meeting at the Copenhagen cafe that was attacked, and also a synagogue in the city, an attack on the Jewish community. Are we looking at the new normal, do you think, murder as political protest in these random attacks?
Yes, except that in this case I don't think it's that random because the cartoonist, the Swedish cartoonist, was on the main list where the Charlie Hebdo cartoonists were on. So I would be very intrigued to see if Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula doesn't come with a claim of responsibility. It will have to be seen, because the guy was already on the radar, if he had an affiliation to Al-Qaeda or other jihadist groups.
What do you think will be the repercussions of what's happened in Copenhagen over the last 24 hours?
Most probably a reaction from the public to ask for tougher measures, maybe even a drawing down of their very soft anti-radicalization program, and also, more than anything, cooperation and maybe increase in budgets on security.
Yeah. Do you think there is a need for more robust and visible security in Denmark?
Very much so, but the issue is really intelligence and giving enough power to the people that are in charge of monitoring potential terrorists. Remember, the stats are really staggering. You need about 20 to 30 policemen to follow just one guy. And
in terms of the Jewish community, obviously the attack at the synagogue, do you think we'll see more security for the Jewish community who, just like in Paris, will be very frightened by what's happened? Yes,
and that's a very good point you're raising. It's that it's a little bit the copycat attack to Paris. First the cartoonists, then the Jewish community. Unfortunately, it looks like it might become the norm in Europe.
Okay, Olivier Guitte. Interesting to speak to you this afternoon. Thank you for joining us here on Australia. Thank you.